everybody, welcome to the Parents Teacher Family Meeting Day 2. So far you've already set up your expectations with your family. Now today, on the second day, you will continue to set up those expectations with really going into the details so that there is no question about what the expectations are. The details will be provided through talking about what that time will look like, what it will feel like, and what it will sound like. Listen out for the type of language that I use, the questioning that I do. So as a facilitator, you want to make sure that you are questioning your family, not actually coming up with the responses. That will help the whole family to pitch in, get their buy-in, and make sure that they follow those expectations. These expectations will help both you and everyone in your family. I'm going to go through what I would want my family meeting to look like. Yours may be very different. You may take some things from mine. It depends on what your family comes up with and what works for you. In my family meeting, we discussed that we would be able to sit in a circle. So we are going to say, hey, during our family meeting, it will look like everyone sitting in a circle, and it is very important that everyone is facing one another. We also discussed that we want everyone listening to each other. So this is a great opportunity for us to discuss again that when listening, it looks like eyes looking at the speaker. I hope you see right now how this is so important, that you're not just telling the family that, hey, we're going to listen during the family meeting, but you guys are actually showing and discussing what it looks like to listen, and that includes looking at the speaker. In my family meeting, we will also have paper, pens, maybe a notebook, anything that I see or that anybody in the family sees might be helpful or needed during the meeting. We will also discuss how to act and what kinds of facial expressions to show during the family meeting. So if we want to show empathy, what does that really mean? And that is a pretty difficult concept for kids to understand. So it is important to go through the details of it. Empathy, what is it? Hey, when someone says something that is interesting to me or something that I agree with, what does that look like? What will you show on your face? How can you show somebody that you are empathizing with them or that you are happy with what they said? And that can be done with a smile, or it can be done with a nod when you agree with them, or you can have a thumbs up, which I don't have this on my list, but maybe you have a thumbs up when you agree with somebody. That's something that you guys will kind of see and determine with your family. This is very important, especially for the young ones. This is teaching them some of those social skills. Then when it comes to what it feels like, what do we want it to feel like? What kind of a setting do we want this to be? Do we want it to be comfortable? Do we want to feel invited? Make sure you include that, and you can go into more details of what comfortable even looks like to you in your family. And then for us to have open minds and hearts. What does that mean, having an open mind and a heart? How can you show somebody that you have an open mind and a heart? And then knowing that you have a group of people that you can talk to about anything. When it goes to what it sounds like, the physical words, what you will actually hear during this time, this is something that I would ask them. Hey, during our family meetings, how can we make sure that everyone is heard? What do you guys think? And then that might come to the conclusion of, hey, let's have one speaker at a time, one voice at a time. We will be having a discussion, a conversation. We will hear a calm tone of voice. Maybe there's something that you don't agree with. Talk about already before it happens. If you don't agree with something during our family meetings, what will be an appropriate way to show that? How can you still have a calm voice? How can we make sure that we don't have arguments, but we continue to discuss and come up with agreements? During our family meeting, we will hear good discussion language, good conversation language. We will hear words like, I agree with because, or hey, can you add on to that? And that I really encourage you as a facilitator to use that type of language. Ask your children if they can add on to what someone else said. Or if you hear a couple of children talking at once, that's a great time to ask that question. Can you add on to that? Or do you agree with her? Is that something similar to what you are going to say? Why do you disagree? These questions will lead more conversation and discussion in your family, and then you will have a clear speaking voice. This will not only help when your child has any conversations at school or does any presentation now or in the future. This is building their lifelong speaking skills right at your home. So here is kind of what my chart looks like. I have linked my guide, which includes this family meeting day 2 chart that you can get. However, you can create your own. You can put it on a poster. You can do it on the chalkboard. Whatever you have in that area, make sure this is something that you can always refer back to. It is something that stays in your family meeting area always. Trust me, you will want to use it again. I hope this gives you an idea of what day 2 will look like, setting the expectations, going into details of what it looks like, feels like, and sounds like, so that it is clear for both you and your family. I would love for you guys to subscribe and comment below. Let me know how your family meetings are going and what else you would like to see. Also, tag me in your family meetings on Instagram at The Parents Teacher. I am so excited to see what you guys come up with, what ideas you even give me and everyone else following. Good luck and have a great family meeting.